At one time, cervical cancer was the leading cause of cancer death for women in the United States. That rate dropped significantly due to the use of the Pap test, a simple screening to detect cancer at its earliest and most treatable stage. I spoke to a Greensboro survivor who says regular screenings saved her life. Hillary Zaken of Greensboro loves to live life to the fullest, whether that means dyeing her hair purple or rocking a pair of pink boots. She is not afraid to take chances.
My personal motto is to live life in full color, which means to be unapologetically, authentically myself, right? To take advantage of the opportunities that come my way, to never say no to something that I want to do.
In spring of 2021, not long before she was about to walk down the aisle and celebrate her wedding, Zaken noticed something was off with her body.
And I was having some irregular bleeding and cramping, and at first I didn't think anything of it, because it does happen to so many people, but it persisted, so I reached out to a gynecologist.
After an ultrasound and several tests, doctors gave her some unexpected news, a diagnosis that would make her world a little less colorful.
I'm sorry to have to call you with bad news. And I immediately knew why he was calling. And he said, Hillary, you have cervical cancer. And the world sort of froze around me.
Zaken underwent a radical abdominal hysterectomy and was declared cancer-free. Her oncologist, Dr. Joshua Trinidad, tells me regular pap smear screenings and visits to the gynecologist help to detect Zaken's cancer in the early stages.
Pap smears are not a test that somebody does if they feel bad. Many times people go to the doctors because they are ill. But going to have a pap smear is a part of routine screening, so most individuals won't feel sick.
In addition to gynecological care, Dr. Trinidad recommends vaccinating children and adults with the HPV vaccine.
Cervix cancer is probably the most preventable of the gynecologic cancers. With vaccination of both young boys and girls and adults, we can prevent the development of cervical cancer in over 90% of patients.
Zaken is now newly married and continues to live life to the fullest as a mother and assistant dean at Elon University. She hopes her story will encourage other women to get screened.
Cancer could have ended differently for me, right? I could be caught up, constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop now with the fear of recurrence, but I'm not letting that change my life. I'm instead living into myself.
Dr. Trinidad recommends women get regular pap smears starting at age 21, and he also says children can be vaccinated for the HPV vaccine as young as 9 years old.
Anytime something is that preventable, I mean, he said of all the gynecological cancers, that's 90% can be prevented if they were to get that vaccine and also stay on top of it. There's no reason not to.
Absolutely. And just also getting that regular screening, making sure that you go to the gynecologist year after year, because I have a lot of friends, I'm even guilty of it myself. You might skip a year or two in between because, like you said, usually when you go to the doctor it's because you're not feeling well, but it's so important that you continue to go and get those yearly checkups, because something might be there and you don't know it.
And some people cannot tell.
Yeah.
There are no symptoms, so stay on top of it.